Today, we are diving into a story that honestly feels like it's been ripped straight out of a Hollywood movie. It's about a carefully constructed world of crime and deception, a controversial police technique known as the Mr. Big tactic.
So let me ask you this. Imagine you're trying to solve a cold case murder. All your leads have gone completely cold and there's just no physical evidence to go on. How in the world do you catch the killer? It's a question that has haunted investigators for, well, forever.
For the Canadian police, in one very particular case, the answer to that question started with a pretty desperate man named Michael Bridges. So, who was this guy, Michael Bridges? Well, he was in a really tough spot. He was struggling big time with money. But for the police, he was something else entirely. He was their #1 suspect in the unsolved murder of his girlfriend, Erin Schnee. Now, the only problem for the cops, they had zero proof. And this is where the story just takes a wild turn. For Michael, it all began with what seemed like a total stroke of luck, a random meeting at a hockey game that was about to kick off a chain of events that would flip his entire life upside down. That chance encounter, well, it led to an offer that just seemed way too good to be true, and it pulled Michael right into the world of a very, very shady organization. So back at that hockey game, Michael meets this guy named Brock. And Brock is just... he's charismatic, he's throwing money around, he's super generous. He seems to take a real liking to Michael. And just like that, the bait is set. So pretty soon after they meet, Brock offers Michael a job. And it sounds so simple, almost too simple. All he has to do is deliver a few mysterious packages. In return, he gets paid really, really well. Now, for someone in Michael's shoes, this is the hook. It's an offer that's basically impossible to turn down. You see, this whole thing was designed to just slowly pull him in, deeper and deeper. It started with those easy jobs, delivering packages. But then, to make this whole organization seem legit and dangerous, they really upped the stakes. Michael was made to witness these staged acts of violence, all of it building towards one final, crucial moment, a meeting with the boss. Everything about this was designed to feel 100% convincing. Michael saw what he believed was a man getting brutally beaten, and that pretty much cemented it in his mind. This organization was powerful, it was ruthless, and you did not mess with them. To him, it was all completely real. Okay, so at this point, Michael is in deep. He's working for what he thinks is a genuine criminal enterprise. And this brings us to the climax of the whole operation, the ultimate test. This is where he has to prove his worth once and for all. The organization dangles this huge opportunity right in front of him. We're talking a big promotion, way more responsibility, and of course, a lot more money. But there's a catch. There's just one final condition he has to meet to get in. To get that promotion, they needed to know he could be trusted, that he was really one of them. He had to prove to the boss that he was cutthroat enough to be in the inner circle. So, how do you prove something like that? Well, the boss tells him there's only one way to earn his total trust. He has to come clean about his past. He has to confess his absolute darkest secret to the man in charge, the man they all call Mr. Big. And so, believing his entire future with this powerful group is hanging in the balance, Michael Bridges confesses. He looks Mr. Big in the eye and tells him, "I murdered my girlfriend, Erin Schnee." And with that one sentence, that single confession, the trap is sprung. The world they built so carefully around Michael, well, the walls just start closing in. Because here is the twist, the one that just reframes everything you've just heard. None of it was real. The entire criminal organization, the job, the money, the danger, it was all just a massive, incredibly elaborate undercover police sting operation. Remember that generous stranger, Brock? Yep. An undercover cop. The hockey tickets? Police property. Those mysterious packages he was delivering were just filled with flour. The brutal beating? Staged by other officers. And Mr. Big, the all-powerful boss? He was a highly experienced police interrogator. What Michael Bridges just went through wasn't some random plan cooked up on the fly. No, it was the execution of a well-known and really controversial undercover strategy, the Mr. Big tactic. So what is this technique exactly? It's famously used by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and it's basically an undercover procedure where officers create an entire fake criminal organization from scratch. The whole goal is to gain a suspect's trust and get them to confess to a serious unsolved crime. And this is the central question, isn't it? The one this whole thing leaves us with. Is this a brilliant investigative tool that helps police solve the most impossible cases? Or is it a manipulative trap, one that puts so much pressure on a person that you have to ask serious questions about whether the confession is even real? That is the debate right at the heart of the Mr. Big Deception.